Amatullah. I am from Nigeria and I'm here with the CCART to share a bit about my journey and my art. Art became more than a hobby when I I realized that it was a way I could express myself, because personally I am someone that, I'm a very shy and quiet person. So, and I have a lot of I have a lot of things that I think about, and the way that I felt I could express myself was through art. So it became like a necessity for me to leave. It became like I just have to express myself. I just have to paint what I'm thinking about. I have to put it down. And then communicating with people through my art became something that became very important to me as a person. So I guess it's it's a necessity. I love to paint, but it's just something I have to do to express myself. Like sketching and drawing as a child growing up. Like, I'm very curious. So I'm still a very curious person. I I think that's what made me um to become good at it, because I'm very curious and I like it, and then the discipline. So went up as when I like finished my uni and all, then the pandemic came. So that's when I decided to, you know, to take it more seriously. And I used I watched a lot of videos, because when I'm curious about a medium or a material, like for instance, let's say um watercolor, I had to watch videos online, and it was so interesting to me because, again, I'm very curious about art. So when I'm interested in it, I just ground myself and learn it. And the process is interesting to me because I actually want to do it. So um that's how I knew how to paint, and that's how I learned art, by being very curious and the discipline of waking up every day looking forward to learning new things. I'm a Nigerian woman. I'm black. And um I'm Ibira. Ibira is a tribe in Nigeria. And I grew up in Nigeria. Like that's like what I know. That's what I know. It's it's the way I think. So it's something I have lived and experienced, even though I moved here. But it's the part of me that is permanent. And when I think about myself, and when I start a project that has to do with me, the only way I think is in my culture, and what I experienced, and the way I saw my mom tie her wrapper, and the way she presents the food, the way she gives us the food, the way she taught us to greet elders. So I think that's the way I that's tradition is it's what I experience, and it's like my life experience from when I was a child till now. So, and when I'm going to express something, it's going to be about the experience. So I can't escape it. It's me. Nigeria is it's a country that have rich and vibrant culture. And then the way I express it through the head tie is because in Nigeria, just by tying a head tie, they'll identify where you're from. There are different head tie that says different things about you. So sometimes you tie this type of head tie, they'll say, okay, this is the Igbo's head tie. So it's beautiful how it's a way of identifying yourself and showing yourself to the world. So I like to present a black woman in that way. And another thing is I've always loved tying hair ties and exploring different types because they're so beautiful, and it yeah, it beautifies a woman. I love it. And the outfits too. It's a way of still showing my culture and representing it. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't I paint it? It's beautiful and grateful to be a black woman, that what I'm able to show is relating to or representing black women all over the world. Sunflower is quite recent. This was when I moved to the UK. That's when I became more obsessed with sunflowers. I feel, migrating and changing, coming to another country and experiencing a different culture from what I know. Um, it's it led me to like wanting to hoping for more and wanting more. So regardless of what the emotion I feel for that painting, I like to add sunflower because it gives me hope. And that's the last thing I normally add to my work. Sometimes I might even paint the whole face, and after a while I'll just add the sunflower. It's like a process. Yeah. Like this painting, the face was completed, everything. Then it was now time for the sunflower to be added, and then I added it on the face. So it's it gives me hope, and it's 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 a very it's a flower that gives joy. So I like to add that to my work. Yeah, at the end of everything. So I use a lot of lines and geometry because my thoughts, my thought process, or sometimes the things I imagine can be a little bit chaotic and wild, and that's actually good because it's free. I think about a lot of things and the freedom to imagine things, but then I also believe in having a balance. So lines are like the structure to the chaos and the things I think about. It brings it together. All of this comes from the things I've experienced as a human. So that's like the the beginning of my ideas. So I try to I sit down and bring out, if it's like this one single thing I'm obsessed with. Let's say I was recently obsessed with traditional instruments from my culture. So I know that I want to do something that has to do with that. Then that's on my mind, and then the things I experience just come together, and then I start to sketch. So normally I sketch and just do something rough, and then I start painting. and it changes because as I'm painting, I'm learning new things about myself. I'm learning new things, and you know, you don't finish a painting in a day. So sometimes you might experience something within the period of that painting, and that would influence your work. So and then when I go back to my sketch, I'll be like, this is not like it looks these are the things I wanted, but it's not going to be exactly like my sketch. I like to be free to add something. I feel like, yes, I want to add this new thing I just experienced and I want to add it to my work. So yeah, that's how I start, and then I just go with the flow, and and I like to be free with my work. I don't want it to be too strict to what I initially sketched. My favorite artwork is a painting of my mom and sister. I'm going to show you. Um, it's from a picture of when my sister was around the age of my daughter. So I when she turned 3, I found myself looking more at the picture because I was like, okay, I know why my mom was so obsessed with, like, she took a lot of pictures with my sister because she was the only child at that time and she was around that age. So I think it has to do with motherhood. My art process is much slower because I am a mom now. And motherhood made me to feel a lot of things that as a young girl I wouldn't even really think about. So I think deeper now. So and it made my work much more deeper. So even though my process is slow because I'm a mom and I have other things that, like, I have to balance the two, but it it gives my work more depth. Definitely challenges I faced, and also like the doubts because I was learning from scratch, and I didn't have like a teacher or anyone to put me through. It was just the passion I had that kept moving me. So I honestly, like, my first paintings were not the best. So and I also like felt like maybe because of because learning something new you need patience. So there's that feeling you have, like, okay, I keep doing this, it's not looking the way I want it to be. So I had that growth. I had that while I when I started learning art on my own. I had that. Yeah, but the thing that helped me most is because I just still like it. I just want to do more. It's like food. How am I going to express myself if I don't try it? How it's not good for me actually. So I just kept going on because I knew that's the way I I can survive. I don't want to say it's the only thing I need to breathe, but it's a way that I communicate, and communication is very good. Like, it's very important to as a human being. So I feel like it's that important. I fell into the trap of trying to be perfect, trying to do like trying to paint the way traditionally you were supposed to paint, trying to do everything that way, and um not like embracing the different thoughts I have in my mind, or the culture I know, and not like just and not embracing who I am. So at first I felt like maybe this is how it should be. That was back in the days, like when I was younger. But yeah, I I'm happy that I didn't go through that, like the traditional way of learning it. And I think it was going to suppress my voice, and it's suffocating. So I like that I let go of maybe this is how I should have learned it, and maybe learning every everything the artist way. I don't know. I think an artist is an artist is good not because of your technical skill, but because of who you are. Embraced who I am, and I'm happy I did that. Because at first I was like, oh, maybe this is how it should be. That like learning everything by the books. Mm, yeah, but when you let go of that, you you become, even though you become weird, or people would not really, it's weird that this is what an individual is thinking, and which is okay because you can't have even two people think the same way. And that's why art is really beautiful, because as they're different brilliant ideas and different humans and different experience that they've lived. So why don't you just embrace that and be unique? So that just tell me how the painting made them feel, and it's quite interesting because they say it made them feel like they say it gives them, it reminds them of memories of their parents they had, and it's so beautiful. And I'm happy to like to hear that my work is even making people think about something. And I love to hear what people think, and I like that. And apart from that, the community, it community people relating with my work and telling me about how they feel about it, and also like reaching out and saying kind things. I love that. And yeah, and also it opens a lot of doors. Like you, sometimes I I wouldn't even know that some people would reach out to me for collaborations, and they did just from looking at my work online. So yeah, putting my work up, it has only opened doors. Yeah, and it takes courage, but it's actually very good to share your work with the world. Okay, first of all, if you're just starting and maybe you still have a lot that you're self-taught, I think you should ground yourself and learn. There are a lot of information out there. They're free and some are paid for, but sometimes you mustn't even do the whole. You mustn't even like just the fundamentals. I don't think, like I said, I don't think anyone should want to master it. The beauty is that process, that the process of learning is actually beautiful. Sometimes that work is the work you make from just learning could be like one of your best works. So, and I think if when you're done learning something, it doesn't become exciting. So the art itself, being an artist itself, like even the life experience is something you can't learn, you have to live it. So I think it comes with the technical aspect as well for me. And then go wild with whatever little that you've learned.